What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm transforming this 613 blonde wig into a bold, vibrant red, but I had to leave a little character, so we adding a little peekaboo blonde pieces right at the front. This is for a client who wanted something fun, freshy, and fiery, and I can't wait to show y'all the process. Let's go. Alright, y'all, so let's get into these colors because I did mix up a custom blend to get the exact red that I wanted. So in this first bowl, I used a mixture of the Adore Wild Cherry, Kiss Temptations Darkest Brown, and Kiss Temptations Mahogany Red. Mixing these gave me a deeper, more dimensional red, and this is the color that it gave me. Now keep in mind, we are doing this on a 613 wig, but this is just to give you an idea of what the red is going to look like on the wig. Alright, y'all, now we're moving on to the second bowl. In this second bowl, I mixed Adore Ruby Red and Adore Crimson together. This combo is a little lighter and a lot more vibrant, and I used that mix towards the front and the ends to add dimension. The goal was to create depth while still keeping the bold red look, and the peekaboo blonde sides really helped the red pop even more. And this is what that looks like. Okay, so the first thing that I worked on was the lace frontal. This part takes the most care because I wanted to make sure that no dye touched the lace. So in order to protect the lace, I flipped the wig inside out and put Vaseline on it before doing this. I also did that to the two sides that I have clipped away right now that I want to maintain blonde, aka the peekaboo sides. For this application, I used the makeup spoolie to apply the color to the hairline. It gave me more control and it helped me get right to the root without oversaturating or bleeding onto the lace. It's all about the details when you're doing custom color, especially on a 613 wig. Okay, so now that I'm done with the frontal area, I'm going to go ahead and move on to that very front section. The way that I am going to apply this hair color is I'm going to do it as if it were an ombre. I'm going to do a darker roots with lighter ends. So I'm taking bowl 1 to the roots and I am using bowl 2 on the mid shaft and ends. When it comes to red hair color, well, when it comes to any hair color, you really want to take your time, especially with this hairstyle because we're trying to leave out blonde pieces. I'm really careful around the front area where those blonde pieces are. I have grabbed some saran wrap and some T-pins, and I have used those to section off the hair so that I don't get any of the red onto the blonde pieces. As for the back, I did the same thing with rooting it in the darker color and then using the lighter color on the mid shaft and the ends. But I also went in and gave panels of light and dark just so it can give, again, dimension and depth. If you're new to coloring wigs, here's a tip. Always check the underside of your wefts. It's easy to miss spots underneath and end up with uneven color. I always go back with a brush or a comb and double check those sections. Also, don't be afraid to mix your reds. I blended 2 shades to get this exact tone I wanted for this unit. That's how you create custom colors for your clients. Okay, y'all, so earlier in the video I mentioned doing panels in the hair, and what I meant by that is some sections I colored the entire section one color. I didn't do the ombre effect or anything, and that was just to give some high and lows in the wig without actually having to go in and do highlights. So this is an example of that section. The section below this, I took bowl number 1 and I colored that whole section a darker section. This section, I'm taking bowl number 2 and I'm using that on the entire section. I hope that makes sense. But if anyone would want a more detailed tutorial, just let me know and I could get that to you girls, because hair color is life for me and I love everything about coloring hair. Once I finish applying the color, I let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes and then I rinsed it out with cold water, no shampoo. Just conditioner to lock in the color and keep it vibrant. I made sure to keep the bond pieces separate the whole time so that they stay nice and bright. After rinsing, I blow dry and I styled this unit. Look at this color. This color turned out so rich and dimensional, right? And the Peekaboo blonde really brought it to life. So I gave it some crimps because that is what my client requested. It's subtle but intentional, because when the crimps fall, it falls into this nice wavy kind of look. So it's kind of like getting 2 hairstyles for the price of 1. Are y'all ready for the final look? Drum roll, please. Here's the final look. Bold red with blonde Peekaboo highlights. Actually, baby pink highlights. Something a little different, but still super wearable. If you like this transformation, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, comment below, and hit that subscribe button. I've got more content coming soon, especially next week when I'll be doing my own hair, talking more about life lessons and the glow ups. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.